Welcome back. As you all know, President Trump met with Kim Jong-un of North Korea last year. The much-anticipated meeting made headlines as it was the first time a sitting U.S. president had met with a North Korean leader in more than 70 years. President Trump promised during his 2016 campaign trail to meet with Mr. Kim and impose sanctions should they not be able to come to a denuclearization agreement. Back for the second summit between the United States and North Korea, President Trump arrived in Hanoi, Vietnam on Tuesday, and paid a courtesy call on Wednesday to the leaders of Vietnam, the nation hosting this week's summit between Trump and the North Korean leader. Trump will try to convince Kim to abandon his nuclear program in totality, however the terms of such an agreement should it be made and the timeline is yet to be defined. Let's look at some live footage of President Trump and the outcomes so far.
We have a great relationship. Believe it or not, I have a great relationship with almost every leader. A lot of people find that hard to understand, but I do. But some take advantage of our country like you wouldn't believe. And when they know I know it, which I know in every case, maybe it sort of freezes them up a little bit. But we do. We have a lot of good relationships. We'll be calling President Moon very soon as I get by the phone on the plane. And he'll be one of the first calls. I'll be calling Prime Minister Abe of Japan, telling him about where we are and what we're doing. But I'll be making those calls. No, he's working very hard. President Moon is working very hard. He'd love to see a deal. And he's been very helpful. Okay?
So, Kevin, you cover the White House day in, day out. On one hand, yeah, at these summits, you always want to carefully prepare and you want to have all the ducks in a row.
Yeah.
On the other hand, as you know better than anyone covering this White House, this is a White House that the president likes to go with his own playbook, as you see his motorcade pull up now.
Sure.
And so we got to be ready for anything.
Well, the unpredictability is what makes this president so unique. This is my third administration. I covered Bush, I covered Obama, now Trump, unlike any other, to be sure. But I would always add this. One of the things that makes this president not only interesting to cover, but I think more importantly for the American people, one that you want to listen to carefully is you never know exactly what he's thinking. Sometimes it's a little sleight of hand. Hey, look over here. In the meantime, he's working in the background. So
and that unpredictability, by the way, might have been what got Kim Jong-un to the table in the first place.
Precisely.
Because he did not know exactly what the president meant with fire and fury. He had an idea that it might mean military action, but then when you look at what he did in Syria, that might have opened the eyes of Kim Jong-un, President Xi in China and others about this president meaning business in terms of following up on military action if it's threatened. So just to reset here, we are in Hanoi, day 2 of the second summit between President Trump and Chairman Kim. I understand, and Kevin, I'm going to give you a chance to look at your phone while I talk to our viewers, because I understand we may be getting a new statement from Sarah Sanders or someone, so please jump in.
Yep, this is a statement from the press secretary, Sarah Sanders. I want to read it to you and to the audience. It says, President Donald J. Trump of the United States and Chairman Kim Jong-un of the State Affairs Commission of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, that's North Korea, obviously, had very good and constructive meetings in Hanoi, Vietnam on February 27, 28, 2019. The two leaders discussed various ways to advance denuclearization and economic-driven concepts. No agreement, this is key, no agreement was reached at this time, but their respective teams look forward to meeting in the future. That is a statement from Sarah Sanders.
So our initial reaction, just to get the breaking news that you just heard from Kevin Cork, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders now telling the world there is no deal, there is no agreement between these two leaders. The White House trying to put the best face on it by saying these were productive talks, which very well may be true in terms of making progress in private. But the key to underline the breaking news at this hour is that the White House is acknowledging they do not have a deal. They had planned for a signing ceremony just about 20, 25 minutes from now, Kevin. And so now we no longer have to speculate. Now we've been trying to stick closely to the facts. In a few moments, we're going to have our colleague Bill Hemmer join us as well. We are putting the whole team together here, breaking through the night with this coverage. But these are the facts. The White House and the president's going to have a chance to make his case, perhaps, for why you could still make progress even if you don't have a deal.
Correct.
And when she says we look forward to the next summit, they're leaving the door open to more talks. But they wanted to go home with something when you schedule a signing ceremony, and that's been canceled.
When you talk about flying halfway across the globe, 8,000 miles, you don't want to go home empty-handed, obviously, but I think more importantly, if you're President Trump, you want to be able to communicate not just to North Korea, but to our allies and our partners in the region, South Korea, Japan, and even more importantly, perhaps, communicate to China and to Russia that this is an entirely different era. This is a new time in the world, and we are taking small steps toward making that happen. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to say that. We'll find out together, but I don't think there's any question. It's going to be difficult to spin this as a positive, given all the effort to get here.
We shall see. The president also will be sitting down in a few moments with our own Sean Hannity, doing an exclusive interview. Kevin, stay close because we're going to get back to you.
Unfortunately, no deal has been reached. President Trump ended the summit early, noting that Kim assured him he'll continue to hold off on nuclear and missile tests. As for any further meetings, President Trump said, "It might be soon. It might not be for a long time."